Just what is it like to work with white liquor? This is the super corrosive chemical that leaked from a ruptured tank in a Washington pulp mill earlier this week. Well, Mickey Deering, who used to work with white liquor and other chemicals used to turn wood into paper products, says the stuff's pretty scary. He had some mist on his face and got mild burns and scabs in one instance, and he's seen coworkers go to the hospital in others. But the former mill worker has seen nothing like the accident at Nippon Dynawave, where 11 workers died as white liquor flowed out of the damaged tank. Like others, he's trying to understand how that big tank could have imploded, collapsed as if air was sucked from the inside out. He says ventilation, operator error, poor maintenance, any of those could be to blame. Officials from several state and federal agencies are investigating.
Washington State Patrol says they're battling a backlog. Specifically, they're talking about their toxicology labs. They say that in those labs, they are dealing with 15,751 pending cases. It's actually a little bit of an improvement because back in August, the number was even higher. It was like 17,100 cases. So they are working to clear it. But the issue is they want their turnaround time to be between 60 and 90 days for test results. And currently for cases involving alcohol, it's taking up to 10 months. For some cases involving drugs, it's taking up to 20 months. So things that are helping, they do have a lab that opened a couple of years ago, so they have some more resources. They have a vacancy that they're working to fill, and they're working to fully train staff so that they can clear the backlog.
Newly released court documents lay out the evidence investigators say turned the disappearance of a Kent, Washington hunter into a murder case. And some of this honestly reads like a crime thriller. Ian Eccles vanished during a hunting trip in Kittitas County in May 2020. His body has never been found. But investigators say a GPS watch, blood evidence, bullet trajectories, and even car stickers helped them build their case against Jorge Alcantara Gonzalez. The big break in the case came when investigators found Eccles' SUV hidden in the woods near Mineral Springs. When deputies moved in, Gonzalez ran into the forest. Inside Eccles' SUV, investigators say they found blood, hair, and evidence of what they call a violent confrontation. Detectives believe Eccles may have been sleeping in the back of the vehicle when gunfire broke out, and evidence suggests both men fired shots. The documents also say GPS data placed Gonzalez near Eccles' campsite just hours before he disappeared. And then there's this detail. Eccles' SUV was found after he vanished, but it looked a lot different. Its distinctive window stickers had been removed. Later, investigators say pieces of those stickers were found inside this vest linked to Gonzalez. Now, 6 years later, Gonzalez is charged with first-degree murder and robbery.
Investigators are searching for the person who was trying to steal gas from a gas station and started a fire. You can see in this video a vehicle was scorched. The King County Sheriff's Office says deputies responded about 4:30 this morning to the Draft Choice Sports Bar just off Auburn Black Diamond Road. Witnesses say somebody was trying to steal gas from a ground tank at the gas station next door when that car caught fire. The suspect took off. That incident now under investigation.
This is Blue. Blue has an important job to do, helping prevent human-wildlife interaction at Grand Canyon National Park. It's a growing problem. The Park Service says elk and bighorn sheep have gotten too comfortable around visitors using developed areas as shelter from predators. And that's where Blue comes in. The Catahoula Leopard Hound is part of the park's Conservation Canine Pilot Project. She'll roam the park with her handler, using controlled barking and herding pressure to move animals back towards natural habitats. The project lead said in a news release, this is a humane way to, quote, reduce dangerous habituation and help wildlife remain wild.
Having the K-rail here is going to stop a lot of the people from turning the corners and flying up and down the streets. I also think it's going to help deter a lot of the people that use the street after gun violence, shooting up and down the streets.
You are laying your eyes on the Andres and Matilda Munoz bobblehead. It is only available by purchasing your tickets for a special Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Take Me Out. Got that? The game is set for July 21st. That's a Tuesday. It's the Mariners hosting the Cincinnati Reds. First pitch at 6:40. Now, if you're unfamiliar with why this is even a thing, Andres Munoz is Seattle's favorite cat dad. Matilda, his favorite cat. Andres Munoz teamed up with Seattle Area Feline Rescue last year to put some really exciting things in motion to benefit the rescue. And this year, when you buy your ticket for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, $5 of each ticket will go to SAFE. And the goal is to raise $10,000 for the rescue. They do a lot of things to help cats and kittens in our area, including making sure that they get medical care and organizing fostering as well. You can always check out Seattle Area Feline Rescue's page for more information on how to donate or volunteer. But again, you need that special link to get that bobblehead. As of Saturday morning, there were only about 200 left. You can text the word MEOW, MEOW, to 206-448-4545, and we'll send you that link. May 30th, 2026 marks 1 year since police began their manhunt for Travis Decker. He's the man police determined killed his 3 little girls in the central Washington wilderness. Now there's a new memorial in place to honor the 3 little girls. This is the Hope Book Barn. It stands for Honoring Olivia, Peyton, and Evelyn. Neighbors in Wenatchee put the finishing touches on the free little library at the end of March. There's a plaque on the library. It reads, "May all who visit be blessed with the gift of imagination and dreams."
This is the boys 400 state championships, 800. DeRocher from Olympia in the lead. Fedar from Rogers in second. It is coming down to the wire. DeRocher in the lead. Here comes Fedar. It's going to be a photo finish. Fedar, DeRocher, Fedar, DeRocher. Oh, it's tight. It is tight. Photo finish. Let's go to the board. Let's go to the board. DeRocher, Olympia, 149.74. Fedar, 149.74. Holy cow. Holy cow.
Weight loss drugs are everywhere. So are overdoses. Poison centers report a massive increase as GLP-1 shots flood the market. Doctors warn dosing issues and non-standard formulations are part of the risk. Faster access with fewer safeguards.
These were not just employees or union members. They were fathers, sons, friends, mentors, and coworkers who help build this facility and this community every single day. We honor their lives, we stand with their families they leave behind, and we remain committed to stand with this community through every step of the investigation and cleanup process ahead.
We are still cooking. We've got food that hasn't even hit the grill yet. We've made 2 or 3 runs for additional food, but we are still cooking food that's been donated. We have absolutely been blessed with food from our community. I didn't know the power that breaking bread together brings, the cooking together, that being together in the community, in an important place in the community means. This is not gonna fix everything. This is not gonna heal all of our wounds. We've had a slow burn all week. We know that, right? We know that this is gonna take time and this is not gonna fix it. But what this has done is created a place where we can come as Cowlitz County residents and all be together. Everyone here has ties to everything that's happened this week. We're all connected. That's the beauty of a small community, is that we all have these connections. So we can come here and we can be here if we need to cry, if we need to laugh, if we need to talk, if we just need to sit here. But it's okay, it's safe, and it's a start.
It is clear that they loved their father, Gilbert Bernal. They say he worked here at this plant for more than a decade. When they heard he was injured, they rushed here and held on to hope for hours that he would live.
Just that big steam cloud. It was everywhere. It was so vast, just like a cloud on the floor.
We were just under the impression that he was just in the hospital, just in critical condition, so we were still hopeful. Fortunately, that wasn't the case. Truly, you couldn't ask for a better dad. Honestly, he raised the bar so high. This is what he worked so hard for. He started when I was 5, going to school to be an instrument technician while working at a truck station full time. And I mean, my poor brother has no core memories because that's what took a lot of his time, was for that program. But he was determined.
A rare moment for one of the most endangered species in the U.S. 9 critically endangered red wolf pups now meeting their dad for the first time. Born April 18th at Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium, there are 6 males and 3 females. Both parents share the job of raising the litter. Each pup matters. This species is fighting to survive. It's a small step, but a critical one in bringing the red wolves back from the brink.
I don't know if you've heard, but it's 90s weekend at T-Mobile Park, one of my favorite eras of all time. And they've got some great giveaways this weekend. Tomorrow, the first 15,000 fans will get this 90s sleeveless jersey with Julio's name on the back. I realize this does not really look good with this blouse. And on Sunday, the first 10,000 fans will get this 90s pin with Ken Griffey Jr. and his famous bubble gum. And by the way, King 5 is the broadcast partner for the Seattle Mariners. And tonight you can watch the game against the Diamondbacks for free right here on King 5. Coverage starts at 6:30. And afterwards, stay tuned because they're going to have a 90s fireworks show after the game.
A man's in jail accused in a fatal crash that happened 2.5 years ago. Renton police say that Robert Trevino was behind the wheel going twice the speed limit on a rainy day in December of 2023. He collided with a school bus that was carrying the driver and 3 students. No one on the bus was hurt, but Trevino's passenger, 19-year-old Ashley O'Neill, did not survive the crash. There's also a second passenger in Trevino's vehicle. That person broke their back. Now, Trevino is currently in a King County jail. He's awaiting arraignment and being held on $100,000 bail.
And we're following breaking news out of Virginia, where a federal judge has temporarily blocked the Trump administration from making any payouts from a $1.8 billion settlement fund. President Trump sued the IRS for $10 billion over the leak of his tax returns during his first administration. Earlier this month, Trump dropped that lawsuit, and he and Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, his former personal lawyer, announced an out-of-court settlement of nearly $2 billion. The president said he would disburse the money to what he called victims of government weaponization during the Biden administration. Several lawsuits have followed, arguing the settlement is not legally binding since it wasn't approved by a judge, and that the president cannot spend any money not authorized by Congress.
was very difficult for rescue crews and recovery efforts to really get underway because of the conditions with those toxic chemicals. Investigators say the implosion happened right after a shift change on Tuesday morning. The massive tank ruptured, spilling hundreds of thousands of gallons of a toxic chemical known as white liquor. It's used in the paper making process. Officials say some of those who are still missing were believed to be in offices and a break room near the tank when it ruptured. Nippon Dynawave director Brian Wood says the company's main priority right now is finding those workers.
These are our people. We are focused on our people. We are focused on helping our responders find and recover those people.
I didn't see this coming. When I was chatting with the rescue divers here in central Laos, they told me it would be a miracle if all 5 villagers made it out alive. And then a miracle happened.
Okay. Okay.
I get goosebumps thinking about it. The rain stopped for just long enough, and the pumps worked just well enough. And the men inside the cave were just brave enough to go for it. And they did it. They crawled and climbed their way out. And shocked everybody, shocked me. I do believe in a higher power, and I feel like I felt that power standing there, watching this incredible community of people from Laos, from Thailand, and all over the world come to this remote place in the middle of the mountains, come together in a feat of engineering, technology, willpower.
Congratulations!
And the monsoon rains that held off just long enough to make this possible. We traveled a long way, many hours to come here. And I feel like it was a blessing and a privilege to witness this miracle here in Laos.
There are a lot of people that are willing to come forward and talk about things that have been a problem at that facility for years. And they're all saying it was preventable. Right now, we are just monitoring the investigation to make sure that it's done with complete transparency.
Looks like a unit's on fire. It's been spread to the porch in the back.
One of my officers just discovered a unit on fire. One of the units on the back side is on fire. It has spread to the back porch, flames visible. They're starting to evacuate that building.
We gotta go. We gotta get out the building, it's on fire, out the building. It's on fire. It's on fire.
Well, an injured young deer on Whidbey Island we told you about the other day could get some much needed help pretty soon. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife says it is now sending out a specialist to track down that deer and hopefully remove that piece of plastic pipe from its ankle. You can see it right there on the front left foot. Neighbors say the young deer has limped around with that pipe for about 8 months now, and its left leg is swollen around the cuff. We will keep you posted on the status.
Balintawak.
B-L-I-N-T-A-W-A-K.
Tesseraconter.
T-S-S-A-R-A-C-O-N-T-E-R.
Toricothampsia.
T-A-U-R-O-K-T-H-A-P-S-I-A.
That was Shrey Parikh, and he's just been crowned
2026 Scripps National Spelling Bee Champion.
The 14-year-old survived 18 regular rounds of the spelling competition, plus a spell-off tiebreaker, during which he correctly spelled an unprecedented 32 words in 90 seconds.
Rapakivi.
R-A-P-A-K-I-V-I.
Wayad.
U-A-Y-B.
Paremia.
P-A-R-O-E-M-I-A.
This was Shrey's third national competition and his final year of eligibility. His previous best result was third place in 2024. As champion, Shrey takes home more than $50,000 in cash prizes, plus a trip to the Universal Orlando Resort theme parks.
Immediately within about an hour to an hour and a half of taking that medication, I ended up in the hospital.
Illinois health authorities are investigating this Chicago man's claim that mochi medicine made him violently ill.
At one point, they told me if I wouldn't have came in, if I wouldn't have came in when I did, I would have probably died.
The Washington State Pharmacy Board all but shut down the Kirkland facility last year, but Mochi Health remains in business. We've learned that Mochi is now using this pharmacy, Key Compounding in Federal Way, to fill orders in Washington State. A Key Compounding executive declined to answer questions for this story, as did Mochi Health.
I guess maybe I was one of the lucky ones. I never had a problem.
This is Dante, right here. Can you put us in touch with somebody? Dante, can you put us in touch with somebody? Toby has been watching our Selling Skinny investigation, uncovering Mochi's history.
Doesn't that give you pause about whether what they're doing is safe?
I think at some point maybe they grew too fast. If they had the problems with that pharmacy, I really believe in my heart there's not going to be any problems with the other pharmacies.
And you really believe that this product is safe for you?
1,000%.